Hello. I already made the same type of video, but it was on my Kwame Ajamu account. But I want to talk about Josh Barnett's win over Dean Lister and Metamorphosis, whatever the hell it is. That just shows that a catch wrestler can compete with and even beat the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player. Many people poo-poo because Josh Barnett was about 20 pounds or 30 pounds heavier than Lister. But Lister is a mature heavyweight. Um, he's not a small guy. He's a big, strong guy. After all, didn't Daniel Cormier defeat Barnett in UFC? And he's much smaller. He's smaller than even Lister. He's so small, as a matter of fact, he's even went down to light heavy, which is 205. But I want to say that 9 times out of 10, like I said before, when a catch wrestler fights a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, the catch guy will win. I'm telling you what I know from experience. Only time I've lost from catch guy from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys is when I was young, just starting. Not saying I can't be beat by a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, but the only other than when I was young, the only Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys that beat me were also wrestlers, AAU wrestlers. When you take an AAU wrestler and he knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's catch wrestling right there. Catch wrestling is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with an attitude that's top oriented and heavily wrestling oriented. That's the big difference. There's a lot of difference in the way the holds are applied too. But I'm here in Cleveland. I'm lucky enough to have a CSW affiliate opening up here. It's open now. It's only a few miles from me, up in Cleveland Heights on Warrensville Center Road, and I'm gonna be there all the time. Uh, to me, that's like a kid in a candy store. Eric Paulson, combat, submission wrestler. Josh Barnett has been with Eric Paulson for a long time. Since he left Manhume, I think it was. Man, he went to Eric Paulson. It's catch wrestling with some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu thrown in. Because Eric Paulson, I think he studied Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu before he did catch wrestling. But it's mostly catch wrestling. It's heavily catch wrestling oriented. I just wanted to put that out there for all you guys who just, love this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is great. It's better than nothing. But especially for big guys like my size, and like 6'5", between 300 and 2 something. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, catch wrestling is really perfect for us. But here, Jiu-Jitsu is for little guys who have to learn leverage and such to put big guys away. But if you're a big guy, you learn how to wrestle and all that kind of thing, you can normally beat a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. A big guy with some knowledge and knows how to just ride out the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy on the bottom, because they're normally going to be on the bottom. You can ride them out until you get a hold on them, just like Barnett did to Lister. Yeah, you say, what's his name got submitted? Chael Sonnen. But Chael Sonnen has a problem with low T, and also he doesn't use, I don't know how Metamorphosis is or whatever, if they're allowed to use it or not. But I don't know his business, personal business. But it looks to me like Chael Sonnen or whatever has been using testosterone since he was probably a young wrestler or whatever. And he's been using it so long that he no longer produces the testosterone needed for a man of his, even for a man, even though he's 35, and you start, men supposedly start losing T around that age. He's not even producing enough for a man of that age anymore. because of over dependence on over dependence on testosterone on steroids in the past. The same with that big dude. What's his name? Oh shit, the big black dude. Hell, the one who beat Lesnar. You know what I'm talking about. You you started taking steroids like that young, and after a while, your body can no longer make it anymore because it's so used to having artificially put in your body steroids, and then it's an overwhelming amount that you don't even produce as a young man. It's so much that it just destroys your whole steroid producing ability. I mean, your whole testosterone producing ability. Coupled with the fact that nowadays there are so many chemicals out here, synthetic chemicals in the clothes, in the plastics that we drink our water and pop from, and the plastics that even harden these computers, that they have estrogen-like properties that is destroying men's testosterone. And also, uh, they're raising women's estrogen, so you're getting super women, super feminine women. But then it turns around. I like the super feminine women now. But in some women, it turns around. A lot of women, it turns to testosterone. When you have too much estrogen in women, turns to test. And what happens? That's what you have. I think there's always been gays and lesbians. Well, not always, but since man has been cultivating agriculture, that has hunter and gatherer societies. Even today, the ones left, they can't even conceive of the conception of what we call homosexuality. They can't even conceive it. It's got something to do with somehow cultivating agriculture. I think maybe some sugars in the agriculture because I think too much sugar in the male can slightly sometimes cause a reduction of testosterone, raising estrogen, and maybe in the woman too much sugar can raise estrogen levels to the point where she's pregnant, the body will see that fetus, if it's a boy, as a foreign object, and just dose it with estrogen. I don't know. That's but I'm getting that. That's what we have. Anyway, a lot of women today who are they have a masculine brain because too much estrogen, which they're getting in this food and the chemicals, the plastics, the drinking, all these different synthetic chemicals that scientists have been producing in the last 50 years are causing a lot of testosterone and less T in men, or less T in men to testosterone, and more estrogen in females, which produces testosterone. So that's why you have women who can actually compete with men because men now, their testosterone is about half what their fathers were, and I guess their father. The young men now have half testosterone than men of my age, and we have less than our fathers. And men today, this has been analyzed by different and surveyed by different groups. Men today, the young guys, their penises are 2 inches shorter than men born almost 50 years ago. So there is a problem with these companies. I think at first they were trying to cut costs and all this and trying to do things cheaper. So they were producing these synthetic chemicals so that they wouldn't have to spend the real expensive money to produce the real thing. But once they began to see the effect that it was having on society, they kept going because reduced population is something that a lot of these groups that have some of the members in the world, some of the elite members, controlling, ruling CEOs, politicians, and such of the world, who are gatekeepers for the big bankers or what have you. They want population reduction. But anyway, that I say that to say this, that a lot of MMA guys that have low T, that's a problem too. What I just talked about, but it's also because they've been using too much testosterone. But again, Josh Barnett defeated Dean Lister. The catch wrestler defeated the beautiful moves and all this and the very highly technical, the highly technical great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, you know. And everybody was looking like they were so damn shocked. I don't know why. Probably because everybody was looking at how Gracie beat, how Hoist Gracie beat Shamrock, Ken Shamrock a long time, about 18 years, 20 years ago. But Gracie had been raised in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all his life, and Shamrock had just been doing catch wrestling and shoot fighting and shoot boxing for about 3 years, 4 years. So, and then when Ken went back to the drawing board and they fought a second time, Gracie was stuck on his back and he had a big shiner where Ken had busted him in his face from superior catch wrestling. And once Shamrock knew what he did wrong, trying to go for that ankle lock, for that Achilles hook, he knew not to do it again. And if they had been in UFC today's rules, Gracie would have lost that second one. There was a draw because no one was submitted, but Gracie would have lost. So I'm just saying that wrestling, catch wrestling, is superior to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've never been beat by a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, only when I was first starting, and from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy who was also a wrestler. And then his wrestling looked more like catch wrestling with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu than anything else. I submitted big 6'9" Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. I'm 6'5". But I took them. They tried to take me down. Took them down. Got them in reverse neck crank and submitted them. Well, that's all I'm saying. I made a video. The reason I made the second video is because the other video is out in my Kwame Ajamu name, which is my name. But this is going to be on Bass Reeves 1965, which is those hits are more popular than the Kwame Ajamu hits. And I hope this goes along with my original, that catch wrestling is superior. I don't even know how to mark this thing. Anyway, I don't know how to name this, but that's it. Peace. And next time I see you, talk to you on this subject, now I'm going to talk to you on some other subjects, but on this subject, my knee is going to be healed, and I'm going to be rolling at CSW. I don't care if all of a sudden I'm weak and everybody's submitting my old ass. I'm still going to get on that floor, on that canvas, and I'm going to submit somebody sometime. But I'm keeping this catch wrestling thing. It's been 3 years, so I was injured badly. I recuperated more than my doctors said in 50 years. They never saw that anybody recuperate like I did. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to this to the CSW. I'm gonna get go into. I'm a boxer. I'm getting ready to get really good in Thai boxing. More kick fighting with Thai boxing with the roundhouse. But I'm gonna tell you, kickboxing with roundhouse kicks is better. I'm talking about the old American karate style kickboxing. It's better than Thai boxing. If you add the roundhouse kicks of Thai, then the original American kickboxers have better hands, and they have more options for kicks. But I'm gonna go into all that. Peace. I may even study some Kali. Kali is there, and the Gracie Humana. I may take one day a week course with them. But CSW has Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in their package, and I will say that a catch wrestler must have rolled a lot with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player, because if you can't feel when Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are going for these holds, I don't care if you are a great catch wrestler. 9 times out of 10, sometimes they'll catch you. But once you know what they're doing, and you know, it's it's not easy for them to get you. There's a guy on the internet named Perea, I think it is, on the shoot fighting. And you can see he submits 2 or 3 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu players with a ankle lock. Not an Achilles hook, the ankle lock. You know, the one that concentrates on the knee. That when you get it, if you'll let it go, you'll tear the ACL. He submits a couple with that. So check it out here on YouTube. It's some you guys Google shoot fighting. It has to be shoot fighting. And I think it's Gus Perea. Gus Perea. And you'll see that he's training some, I think it's guys that got on karate gi and he's visiting and training. That's probably a Tracy's karate early on. And you'll see him submitting some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys. Peace.